place right here, this is where I filmed my first ever video that I ever posted on my YouTube channel. Right here. I was so scared to actually film that video. So I walked around the market square for like half an hour with my camera in my hand, trying to like just pluck up the courage to pick it up and point it at my face and start talking in front of other people. Because I thought that I was so scared that people would think I'm crazy or something, you know? It took me a really long time to film it. And it's funny to think about it now because, you know, same person, same place, 4 years later, couldn't care less if people thought I was crazy or not. Yeah, I guess that's called growth, right? I remember when I was a kid, in winters, whenever it would snow, I would go outside and tilt my face up towards the sky like that and open my mouth and stick out my tongue. And I would count how many snowflakes fell on my tongue. I don't know why I did it. It was like a game. Whenever I do it now, I just feel so connected to this new, fresh thing that is falling from the sky and making the world so beautiful.
Okay, let her take some rest. In the meantime, let me tell you about my plans. For the last couple of months, I've been planning a really big adventure for 2022. I was going to put Odyssey on a container ship, send her from Europe to Uruguay, and then drive from the southern tip of South America all the way to the north of Alaska, an epic 30,000 kilometer journey that would take me a couple of years to complete. Everything was already arranged. The shipment, the insurance, even Spanish language classes. But things were about to go wrong, and at this point in time, I didn't even know just how wrong.
You know, I don't know if I fully agree with people when they say that experience is the best teacher. Because, let's face it, us humans are really good at not learning from past experiences or mistakes and just ignoring them and getting on with life. But that's enough philosophy for today. But driving around an Odyssey across Europe, across the Balkans, Turkey and Georgia was a really great experience of a shakedown trip, and it really taught me a lot about the things I need and don't need for the big South America expedition. So yeah, I recently got invited by a subscriber from this channel, hey Maciej. He invited me over to his garage here in Wrocław to come on over and work on a few upgrades and fixes to Odyssey that will make it a little bit easier for me to travel in her and live in her in the future. Oh, she's cold! This is why I'm so excited to go to South America. It's gonna be cold. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to be in this garage. I got an invitation to come here from its owner, Maciej, who follows me on YouTube and invited me to come over to help me fix a bunch of things and do a few upgrades on Odyssey. What do you expect of this meeting?
Jest nam bardzo przyjemnie, że możemy pracować nad tym pojazdem, upgrade'ować go oczywiście, do tego, żeby mogła daleko, bezpiecznie i bez żadnych kłopotów podróżować po całym świecie.
Mamy taką nadzieję.
Mamy taką nadzieję.
Dziękuję bardzo, and I guess we should get working, right?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. In here, I've got proof that I'm about to become an apprentice mechanic. Wait for it. We have a saying in Polish which goes like this: nie szaty robią króla, which means literally robes don't make a king. I don't know if there's an equivalent in English. In any case, I believe this shows my commitment to the cause.
Nice!
Beautiful new LED lights. Apparently these lights are meant to last a lifetime. Let's check if this actually works. Haha! Here's how to make your car look really badass in one very easy step. Light guards. We've encountered a little hiccup here. If you take a look, this guard doesn't actually fit onto the light because the frame, plastic frame from the license plate is blocking it. So we're having to remove this whole part and find a different way of attaching the license plate. Yay! I have no idea what's going on right here, but I gotta say it gives me slight anxiety. She looks like she's completely gutted. Here's the next step, but it's not all super easy. So what's going on here, Maciej?
Now we have a little problem with mounting the water tank bracket, but we are here to fix the problem.
We want to make sure that the bracket fits on really, really snugly and really, really strongly because imagine, I mean, the water tank is quite heavy. I fill it up with 20 liters of water, that's 20 kilograms of weight. And you know, imagine driving fast over bumps. This thing, we want to make sure that it doesn't fall off and make a hole in my car. It's not going to make a hole in the car, right? I know it's just a car, but you know what freaks me out is that we have drilled about 20 holes in the body just today. I don't know why, but it just doesn't feel good, you know? It just doesn't feel right. Alright, this is the idea. The water goes in here, and whenever I'm cooking something or whatever, I can just take it out easily like this, rather than having to climb up on top of the roof rack and, you know, risk head injuries while taking it down. More holes. So while I can put my finger through that hole, the hole is not there for finger putting. It's there for a shower. As you might remember, I've had many showering methods over the course of the journey, but none of them was quite perfect. So hopefully this shower solution is the one that sticks. Do you remember that time that I was on a cargo ferry on the Black Sea? Well, one of the Ukrainian truck drivers asked me about my living situation in the car, and I told him that I don't really have like a proper shower, it's all a bit improvised. He felt really bad for me, and so he gave me this. Let's test this thing. This end goes in here, there's a little power socket right there, which is connected to my electrical supply. The water pump goes in the water. Oh my god, it works! I can't believe it, I have an actual shower! And it's good news because my old shower, including the shower cabin, were stolen in Turkey. Someone took them. I don't know when, I don't know how. I woke up one day and they weren't there. So this is great news. Oof, there's a lot going on. Anyway, Maciej asked me to come outside for a minute to check out a surprise of the bad kind. I don't think I've ever seen a car completely burnt down, but this one, oh my god, what happened?
3 tygodnie temu ktoś pod moim domem spalił mi samochód, mój własny, kochany, ulubiony pojazd, który budowałem prawie 3 lata. No i niestety ktoś mi go albo pozazdrościł, albo zachował się typowo po polsku. Także no tak to wygląda, ale my się nie poddajemy i będziemy to odbudowywać.
Wow. Okay, let's go inside. I'm a little bit scared. Oh shoot. Oh my god, it still smells of ash and fire. Darn it. You know, the thing is that these cars, these kinds of cars are not just cars. They're not just things. I mean, of course they're things, but they're also things that you spend a lot of time working on. You put a lot of heart into them. They're like passion projects. It's more than just a little thing, right? It's kind of a part of your life, and that's kind of really sad. So you can't just make up free space, right? You have to give something up in order to gain something else, which is why we're about to remove the solar panels, well, one of the solar panels on top of the car in order to make space for some extra storage. And it's gone.
Look, I'm not a very technical person. I mean, I think most of us living in today's world are not. Because everything is done for us all the time. You know, we've got such an incredible services industry built out all around the world that we don't really have to do anything much ever by ourselves. Certainly not when it comes to installing things or assembling things. But anyway, this was an exceptionally easy assembly. And now it's done. This was the last step. So I guess I still get to be a little bit proud of myself for having achieved something kind of technical.
Oh my god, no, this is gonna... Oh my god, look at this! I know it just kind of looks like we're just drilling holes in the car willy-nilly, but each of them has a purpose. So this giant gaping hole right here is actually a new water inlet. So the idea is I'm going to pour the water in through here, and there's going to be a tube on the inside that goes all the way down into the water container below. So this will make it a little bit easier for me to actually fill up my water tank. I feel like everything in the car is becoming more and more thought through and cool, which is really exciting, and I feel a little bit like an imposter looking at it all and doing it all, but you know, I'll take it. I've never taken off my own wheel ever before. This is my first time. So what we're doing here is we're rotating the tires. Apparently it's something you should do for maintenance.
Chodź zobaczyć, czy się nie obraca nasadka.
Ufasz mi?
Ufam ci. Naciskaj.
Oh! Hello!
Szybko wyciągasz, łazisz.
I have this fantasy where I'm with the car in some snowy remote region and I wake up in the rooftop tent. It's cold outside, it's freezing temperatures, it's snowy, super snowy everywhere, and yet I'm sleeping in the rooftop tent. So I've been thinking, how would it be possible to actually make that fantasy come true? Surely life is all about, you know, making your dreams come true and all that stuff, right? So I picked up this really, really cool trick where some of my friends who live in a van, but they also have a rooftop tent, they had this like pipe that kind of connected the diesel heater, which is inside the car, to the rooftop tent. Just bringing the hot air from the heater into the tent on the roof. It's simple, right? So we decided to install this pipe. Now it's pretty huge, so I'm not really sure yet how we're gonna store it, but let me show you first how it's going to work. All I have to do is take this pipe, stick it inside the tent, wrap the zip around it, and the hot air starts blowing right into the tent. It's perfect. It could be like -10 degrees outside, it could be snowy, but I'll be in my rooftop tent on the second floor of my villa on 4 wheels, nice and warm. To make sure that none of the heat actually escapes the car, we're gonna put in some cardboard. No, it's gonna be a piece of plastic that will look something like this, that will kind of block the air from escaping the car. Something that I've been kind of missing on my travels over the last 4 months, and I didn't install it before because it was not in stock, but finally it is. Say hello to my new dining table. So this is actually a table, a desk, a cutting board, whatever you want it to be. And it is such a clever design. It goes directly underneath the roof rack. And it just hangs there. I'm sure you're wondering how the table stays in place so when you accelerate, it doesn't just fly out from underneath the roof rack. Well, this is the bracket that keeps it in place. It locks in really nicely, and then you just kind of lift it. Inside the car, we installed a new alarm system, which is great because the previous one would just freak out sometimes. So this is all nice and fixed and new. I think that's it. Maciej, are we done?
Yes, we're done.
I think we're done. It took
With
us,
Odyssey.
it took us 4 days, right?
Yes, takes 4 days. Very happy days.
Very funny days.
And-
Did you expect that it would take this long?
Yes.
Fair enough. I was like, no, it's gonna take us 1 day, maybe 2.
Cześć.
So I just came back home to my grandparents' place after spending a few days in the city working on the car, and I missed something really special and I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show you how we make pierogi, the most traditional of all Polish dishes, but grandma managed to make them without me. Robiłaś pierogi beze mnie po prostu, nie czekałaś na mnie.
Nie no, wczoraj były pierogi robione,
Tak?
to już mogą, no pewnie, że wczoraj pierogi.
Pierogis with cream. This is decadent. So pierogi are little pockets, hot pockets of dough filled with whatever actually. The traditional way is cheese, potatoes and onions. These ones are just plain cheese. You can eat them sweet or savory, however you want. And I have this theory about pierogis, that every single culture in the world has a version of this very simple dish. Some sort of dumpling, some sort of pocket of dough filled with something.
Można trochę posłodzić, jak chcesz.
Delicious. And the best thing about these ones is that they are not store-bought, they are homemade. Homemade recipe. A skąd masz, babciu, przepis na pierogi?
Od mojej mamy.
From grandma's mom. So since I don't actually live anywhere, whenever I get parcels and things, whenever I order things online, I get it delivered to my grandparents' place, where they store it for me in the guest bedroom, where the whole family stays whenever we come over to see them. And lately it's been a lot of stuff. Do you know why it's been a lot of stuff? Because I'm starting my trip to South America with a trip to Antarctica, and not just any trip to Antarctica. The kind of trip where I'll need this sleeping bag. The world's warmest sleeping bag, in fact. In January, I'm climbing Mount Vinson, which is the tallest mountain in Antarctica and one of the 7 summits, if you know what that is. So let's take a look at the stuff that I've got prepared for it, shall we? Apparently, you need a lot of stuff to stay warm and safe on an Antarctica expedition. Among others, giant boots, crampons, carabiners, helmet, harness, ice axe, trekking poles, foam pad, sleeping pad, gloves, thermals, lots of layers and jackets, and of course the world's warmest sleeping bag. But while I was busy collecting my gear and planning the Pan-American road trip, something else was happening in the background.
A lot of countries have imposed new travel bans.
A number of governments have now suspended travel.
New border restrictions amid the spread of the Omicron variant.
Israel has now said that it will ban the entry of all foreigners.
Hey Klaus. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, all good here. So I just wanted to call you to check in about, you know, the sort of shipping situation. I'm sure you've heard about the Omicron variant and, you know, like Japan has closed down, Morocco has closed down, lots of countries have imposed travel restrictions, and, you know, given the fact that South America was closed for such a long time, I'm just a little bit worried that they might shut down again soon once Omicron reaches there. What do you think? Right. So, what would be like the worst case scenario? I mean, imagine a situation where I ship the car, it arrives in Uruguay, and then I cannot enter the country because of travel restrictions. What happens then? Right. Well, thanks for that. I really appreciate it. So I guess I'll think about it and I'll let you know in a couple of days. I guess I need to rethink my plans for life. I guess South America isn't happening anymore. I just can't take the risk of sending Odyssey and then potentially not being able to join her and pick her up. I mean, it's just too complicated legally and financially to do that, so guess I gotta change plans once again. And you know what, I'm just a bit tired, really, of not knowing what the world is gonna look like in a month from now, God forbid, in 3 months from now. It gets exhausting. You know, I'd like to be able to make plans and stick to them. But that's just not how the world works or looks right now, so I guess it's just not gonna happen. Dobre? So yeah. You know, it's like you want to keep running full steam ahead, but sometimes maybe the best thing to do, the only thing that you can do, is pause for a moment and count how many snowflakes fall on your tongue.